Next is language of a map. Oh, so map has language also. Let's see. Directions. The four main directions are that you know. East, west, north and south are the four main directions. If we stand facing the rising sun, east is in front of us and west is behind us. That already I told you, isn't it? If we stand in front of a rising sun, east is front of us, behind it, opposite to east is west, north is left and right side is south. So if we stretch both arms sideways, the left hand points towards north and right hands point towards south. Yes, this is about directions. Okay, so compass showing directions, and there is an instrument called compass that you can see the image here. Compass, it's an instrument used to find direction. Okay, in compass, actually that needle, you can see a needle there, that needle always point towards north. That needle always point towards north. Wherever we keep this needle, that needle point to, wherever we keep this compass, that needle points always towards north. Then we can automatically find other directions. It is an instrument used to find directions. Now signs and symbols. So language used in the map is directions, then signs and symbols. Actually different signs and symbols we use in the map. It shows various features like roads, railways, railway crossing, post office, dams, buildings. To feature this or to show about this, we use some signs and symbols. So different signs and symbols we use to show different features like roads, railways, dams, etc. on map. Signs and symbols are used to represent important informations like roads, rivers, bridges, temples and churches on maps. So we use signs and symbols on maps. Why? To show, to tell about this information or to represent important informations about road, rivers, temple, bridges, church, etc. Some of them are given below. So on the map, now you know it is a pictorial representation of an area on a flat surface, of whole area or a part of area. It has a scale, it has signs and symbols, it has directions, isn't it? So signs, symbols, why more important means like every time if we use some words, there is a chance of what a disorganized way it will be, like full of words and all that order, it becomes in disorder. So but when we use signs and symbols, you know, easily it will attract us, isn't it? Signs and symbols, a quick way to or a quick reference to or a quick reference guide, we say a quick reference guide or a quick way to understand about the informations like roads, railways, churches, dams, etc. If there are signs and symbols, attraction goes mainly to the signs and symbols. It is a quick way to understand the location. Okay, yes. So boundaries, see the pictures, the boundaries. International boundary, a thick line. State province boundary, to mark state province boundary. See the line, not thicker as international boundary. Yes. So state boundary, then province boundary means a region within a country, it means state only. Okay. Then district boundary, to show districts, dotted lines. Then boundary and dispute settlements, you can see the image there. Like this it will be curved shape, isn't it? Yes. Boundary and dispute settlements, there is a boundary to settle the matter of disputes. If there is any conflicts or dispute among different countries, to settle that, boundary and dispute settlement, we say, for to represent that they use this symbol, this sign. Okay, so for boundaries, international boundary we have a thick border line, and state boundary we have a line not as thick as international boundary. Then district boundary we have dotted lines, and boundary and dispute settlements we have curved lines or symbol. Then country capital, to represent a country capital, see the image how it will be on the map. If there is a image like this, then you should understand it is a country capital. State headquarters, to represent state headquarters, the symbol will be like this. Can you see the symbol there? Yes, here you can see the image. Country capital, you can see the symbol there. Here also you can see the symbol country capital. Then state headquarters. Yes, a square box you can see, right? A middle you can see something, and 4 corners also circles. So it is the symbol of state headquarters. Headquarters, a place from which the commander performs the functions. The main officer performs function. It is headquarter, state main office. Then union territory headquarters also we have. See the symbol used for union territory headquarters. Then district headquarters, black color symbol. Then other town, just a circle, other town. Then tourist place, it's like a star. So these are the symbols used in map, signs and symbols. Physical features, for physical features, see river, how they represent river on a map. See the sign used there, yes. Then canal, to represent a canal they draw like that. Lake or reservoir, the symbol you can see here. Lake, dam or reservoir, they use the symbol like this. Marsh, marsh is a wetland actually. A wetland we say, marshy area, wetland, actually area of land where water covers ground for long period of time. Okay, that is wetland we say, marshy area or marsh, they represent like this. Then glacier, glacier you know, huge mass of ice, solid ice, moving ice, huge mass of ice. To represent that they use this image. Then peak, height in meters. You can see that image, the symbol. Sea depth, just rivers of peak, isn't it? Yes. Then coral reef. Coral reef is a, you know, you can see that under the sea. A long rock type it is in the sea actually. You can, it's a structure made of dead living corals we say. Corals is a kind of animal that lives under the sea. So a long rock type structure you can see there under the sea is coral reef, made of reef. Yes, so that symbol you can see here. Then desert symbol you can see here. Then salt pan you know is a shallow container in which in the ground near the sea there is a ground where salt water evaporates and what happens, it leaves the deposits of salt. This is the way how we take salt from sea, isn't it? A container, a shallow container where in the ground where when salt water evaporates and it deposits salt there. So salt pan. So the image or symbol you can see there to represent salt pan on a map. Then waterfall, see the symbol there. This is a symbol of waterfall. So this is about physical features, symbols. River, canal, lake, marsh, glacier, peak, sea depth, coral reef, desert, salt pan, waterfall. Now communications. For communication also we have signs and symbols on map. National highway with number. If in the map if they wanted to show a national highway with number, they will show like this. This is the image of that. National highway with number. Now state highway, major road if they want to show, then they draw 2 parallel lines, not thick as national highway. National highway is so thicker lines. State highway 2 parallel lines. Other road, simply road means just a line. Then road with bridge. You can see the image, the symbol, the road with bridge. Then road under construction. There is a road under construction. To show that they use this symbol. Track or footpath or track, they use this symbol. Then railway gate, you know, railway, yes, so railway they use this symbol. Railway under construction, so dotted lines. Then airport, sign of aeroplane. Seaport also you can see the image there. Seaport is a town or city with a harbour of seagoing ship, seaport. For representing seaport of a town or a city, they use this symbol. You can see the image there. Okay. Yes. So these are the symbols or signs we use on a map. There are many signs and symbols for boundaries, for physical features, and for communications. So these are the different kinds of symbols, varieties of symbols and signs we use on a map. Not only symbols and signs, we use colors also in a map to represent landforms and water bodies. So different colors are used in the map to represent different landforms and water bodies on map. Different landforms, plains, plateaus, this desert, for everything that are landforms. These are landforms, desert, plains, plateaus, they are landforms. Hills, mountains. To represent this, we have a color. At the same time, for water bodies like rivers, lakes, oceans, seas, for them also we have a separate color. Let us see what color they are using for different water bodies and landforms. Okay, different colors are used to represent different landforms and water bodies. Landforms, I told you, plains, plateaus, isn't it? They are landforms. Desert and water bodies means seas, rivers, lakes, etc. So let's see. So generally all maps have this common color scheme, we say. Okay, color scheme of map, that is blue. Blue for water bodies, because seas, rivers, everything, these water bodies are generally in blue color. So blue color is for water bodies like oceans, seas, rivers, lakes. So in the map, wherever blue color is there, it shows the water bodies, either sea or river or ocean or lake. Yellow color for plains, plain land. Green color for forest, vegetation, forest, grasslands, etc. for green. Red color for plateaus, a table land, we say plateaus, just like a table. From a flat land, little bit above, raised above from the flat land, it is plateaus. So it shows in red color. Then brown color, it is for mountains, hills and desert, they shows in brown color. Okay. Yes, so these are the color scheme or different colors that they use in maps. So blue color is for water bodies and yellow is for plains, green for forest, red for plateaus, brown for mountains, hills and deserts. So let us see once more. Blue color for water bodies, isn't it? For water bodies in maps they use blue color for oceans, rivers, lakes, seas and all. Yellow color they use for plains, plain land where we live. Then for green color they use for forest, grasslands, forest, for vegetations they use green color. Then red color they use for plateau, a table land, we say plateaus. Different kinds of plateaus they show in red color. And last is brown color they shows for hills, mountains, etc. deserts and all, they shows in brown color. Okay, these are the color scheme used in maps. Generally in all maps they use different colors, a color scheme they follow. Okay, so these are the color scheme they use in the maps. So before itself I told there is a scale in a map, because map it shows the exact location of a place. It's a representation of an area, whole area or part of an area on a flat surface or a chart or flat paper, we say. That is map actually. It is not like sketch or a plan or rough plan or rough sketch, isn't it? It has some signs and symbols also. At the same time it has directions marked on it. We use different colors on map. And at the same time we use scale. A scale we use. A measurement is there. Because map of a world, it shows us the entire world. Map of a world, it shows the entire world itself in the map. So it is actually a visual representation, we say visual representation of a larger area we are showing on a map. So that's why it is made according to a scale. Yes, so scale in a map. A map is much smaller than the area shown by it. Yes, in a map, when they represent an area or a country or a state or a region, that looks like small compared to the actual area, because we cannot draw the full large area on a map or on a flat paper or on a chart. It is not possible. That's why we are using a scale. So a scale has to be used to draw a map. The actual distance, if it is 400 or 500 kilometer, we cannot draw that area in a map or in a flat paper with this actual distance. We have to cut short that distance. So we have to make that distance into a particular scale and we draw. The actual distance we cannot show on a map, on a flat paper, isn't it? Because it is a larger area. A scale is a ratio between the distance on the ground and the distance on a map. Scale here on a map, a scale we are using in a map, it is actually the ratio of distance on the ground and the distance on the map. Ratio between the distance on the ground and the distance on map. So scale of a map is a ratio of distance on the map to the corresponding distance on the ground. It is always given in a corner of a map. The scale has given in the corner of a map. If you see a map, then you can understand that corner they have given the scale. A scale is an important part of the language of a map. So it is an important part of the language of map. Scale is very important. It relates the distance between places on a map and to the actual distance between the places. Actual distance we cannot show. So that we make a scale and we show that distance on a map. Example they have shown here. The distance between Delhi and Lucknow is 400 kilometer. Delhi and Lucknow, the two major cities, distance between them, Delhi and Lucknow, these two places, distances, what, 400 kilometer. Distance between them is 400 kilometer. Distance between these two places is 400 kilometer on the ground. But on map, when we show this, the distance between these two places is only 4 centimeter we will show. We have to reduce the area into this much. Then only we can show this on a map. 400 kilometer exactly how can we show on a flat paper on a map? It is impossible, isn't it? Larger area we cannot show on a plain paper, on a map or a flat paper or on a chart. So we make a scale. We will make a scale for this. We will show it in a 4 centimeter. We will reduce it and we will show. That means 1 centimeter is 100 kilometer. 1 centimeter is equal to 100 kilometer. This is the scale used here. Scale used here is, what is the scale here? 1 centimeter is equal to 100 kilometer. Isn't it? 400 divided by 4 is 100. So 1 centimeter equal to 100 kilometer. So 4 centimeter means 400 kilometers, isn't it? 1 centimeter is 100 means 4 centimeter is what? 4 into 100. So 400 kilometer. So 4 centimeter and 400 kilometers becomes equals now. So the distance between Delhi and Lucknow. Distance between Delhi and Lucknow is 400 kilometer. That 400 kilometer they have shown as 4 centimeter on a map. Scale used is 1 centimeter is equal to 100 kilometer. So 4 centimeter is equal to 4 into 100, 400. Yes, so this is known as the scale of a map. This is called the scale of a map. The larger area we will reduce and we will show, we will make a scale and we will show on a map. Exact area we cannot draw on the map. So here what all things we learned, children? Yes, we were learning about mapping our neighborhood, isn't it? We use different landmarks to locate our places, to reach a place, like school, buildings, temple, church, mosque, then market, bank, police stations, park, pillar, post, etc. These are landmarks we say. Without these landmarks, it is difficult to locate a place. To tell an address to someone, we use these landmarks. And not only landmarks, we use sketch, plan or signs, symbols, map to locate a place where we have to reach. So we learned about sketch. It is a rough drawing of a place, a rough map we say. No particular measurement, nothing, just a rough drawing of a map of a place. Like already you have seen the images, school, church, temple, hospital, police station, like that. A rough drawing we will draw. A rough map of a place with some important landmarks. It helps us to reach the place actually. Then we learned about landmark. It is actually a structure or buildings used to represent, used to identify a location of a place, isn't it? It can be a cinema hall, it can be a market, temple, it can even a pillar or post, a tree also. Yes. So in our locality, in our neighborhood, these landmarks are there which are easily help us to find the place. Then we learned about map. Map is the exact location of a place. It's a pictorial representation on a flat of a paper or on a chart with various signs, symbols, colors and also directions. At the same time, we use a scale also on a map. And we learned about different types of maps. So political maps that shows the boundaries between the countries, states, districts and important cities. Then we learned about vegetation maps, shows vegetation of a region, forest, grassland, crops. Then physical map shows physical features of a region like plains, mountains, rivers. Then transport map shows transport routes, road, railways, airline route and all. The natural resource map shows natural resources of a region, coal deposit, petroleum deposit, etc., oils, minerals, etc. So these are the different types of maps showing different features, isn't it? Yes. Then there is a language in the map. It shows directions, north, south, east and west. The top of the map always shows north, bottom down part always shows the south. So if when we hang a map here, the top shows north and the bottom shows south, isn't it? Yes. Then the other directions we have east and west, isn't it? Right is east and left is west on a map, and we use compass instrument to find the direction. The compass needle, there is a needle in the compass in that instrument which always point towards north. Then we use various signs and symbols. Everywhere if we have writing some words here and there, it gets confused. So we use different kinds of symbols for a quick reference. We use symbols and signs to represent roads, railways, boundaries, rivers, lakes, national highway, state highway. To represent all these things, we use signs and symbols. So various signs and symbols also we learned. These signs and symbols are used in maps. Then not only the signs and symbols, we use different colors also. Various color scheme. Generally on a map, they use different color schemes, especially for water bodies, rivers, oceans, lakes, they use blue color. For a plain area, the area where we live, earth's surface, they use yellow color. Forest, for forest they use green color. Vegetation, grassland, they use green color. For plateaus, they use red color. And brown color is for hills, mountains and deserts. So this kind of colors they use in the map. And map of a world, it shows the entire world actually. So it is a representation, a visual representation of a larger area. That's why it is made according to a scale. So to represent a larger area on a flat surface or a flat paper or a chart paper is difficult. So we make a scale, that is scale of a map. So here example, they have shown us distance between Delhi and Lucknow. These two places difference is 400 km, but we show the distance as 4 centimeter on a map. We take the scale as 1 centimeter is equal to 100 km. So 4 centimeter is 400 kilometers. So this scale we use in the map. This is an example they have shown here. So larger area we represents it in a smaller area by making a scale. So landmarks, sketches, maps, signs and symbols helps us to locate a place. A sketch is a rough drawing of a place. Rough drawing is a sketch. A map represents the exact location of a place. To represent the exact location, we need map. So map represents the exact location of a place. Signs and symbols are used to represent important information on maps. Signs and symbols we need to represent the important information like roads, railways, etc., rivers, oceans, etc. They used in signs and symbols on a map. Different colors are also used to represent different landforms and water bodies on a map. Yes. Now life skills. Not many people can give proper directions to reach a place. Isn't it? All the people, everyone, they cannot tell a particular direction, or they won't able to tell a particular address to reach a place. This is an important skill actually. It's an important skill. Practice by telling your friends the directions for reaching your house. You can acquire this skill. If you want this skill, you just practice it. How? You tell your friends the exact location of your address or some other place. Do not forget to tell them about the important landmarks and approximate distances. Yes, when you practice, you should remember that you should tell them some landmarks in your neighborhood or behind your house, in the area of where your house is. There, if any important landmarks are there, like schools or any famous building or temple or market or bank, anything, you can tell. If kirana store also, or a shopping or a mall, shopping mall or a supermarket, anything like landmark is there, means that you have to specify, that you have to tell this landmark. At the same time, some approximate distance, we can't tell them exact distance, but approximately you can tell. From that shopping mall, just 5 minutes, the time you can tell, or distance you can tell, just 2 kilometers away from my home, this shopping mall is there, or a supermarket. From supermarket, it's around 2 kilometers, it is my house. Like that, some approximate distance you can tell. Let them tell you whatever it was easy or difficult for them to find your house using directions given by you. So when you give the directions of your house to your friend, let them tell whether it is easy or difficult for them to to find your house. Let them tell. Okay, so try to do this activity by telling your friend the exact location of your house, or else some other address you can tell, other location address you can tell. You have to get this skill by practicing. So just practice it by telling this important landmarks or the approximate distance of your house from particular place, or give the directions to your friend to reach your place. So it is an important skill. So try to practice this and acquire that skill. Okay. Yes, very good. So children, now we finish the lesson 20, mapping our neighborhood. Okay, so mapping our neighborhood lesson is so important. Why? Because it is telling us about, mainly about map, isn't it? How to tell the directions, or how to explain about different landmarks to reach a particular place. So you have to read this lesson thoroughly, and the words, some important words are there, or spellings that you have to learn. Spell it and learn the spellings, and read the lesson carefully. Then you acquire the skill of telling the address or telling the directions to reach your house, or any to reach the location of any other place also, to tell directions. How can you acquire that skill? By practicing. So these things you should keep in your mind while you read the lesson. So read the lesson thoroughly. If any spellings are very hard, try to spell it more times and learn. And also you have to be thorough with the directions also, because in future or now itself, if anyone asks about where is your house, can you tell me the direction to reach your house, which is an important landmark near your house, or how can I come to your house, you should be able to tell the exact location of your address by giving different landmarks and location of your place by giving the approximate distance at least. Okay, so you have to practice this by telling to your friends. So you have to do that activity also. Okay children.